Welcome to Bituminous Coal. Today I'll take you to Chesterton, Indiana, a town with such great rail action that it has two hotspots. Indeed, there's a railcam for each location. Today's show features the hotspot to the east at Thomas Centennial Park and Riley's Railhouse at the double-track Norfolk Southern Main that carries a huge amount of freight, and Amtrak trains besides. Let's go to where freight meets are common. Let's go to Chesterton, Indiana. Let's go to the trains. Oh yeah, to my great surprise, Norfolk Southern's Conrail Heritage Unit zipped through. And it was a very interesting consist, and not just because of Big Blue there, but Big Blue by itself is pretty darn cool. We're looking over Riley's Railhouse B&B, which was hosting rail fans who were treated to this site. Now, I'm going to give you 3 angles to enjoy here. Now, this was really a curious sight to me. The train in the distance is a priority intermodal train, and it was held for several other trains, including this manifest. I don't know, I'm at a loss to explain it. And given our lead locomotive, how fitting is this? A couple of Conrail logos there on those cars. Oh, I love that. Oh, heck yeah. Although it was not my first sighting of Norfolk Southern's Conrail unit, oh, it does always thrill me. It does because Big Blue was my favorite railroad growing up. They were just everywhere in Cleveland, and I enjoyed seeing them all over town. But hey, let's take a minute to look at that CPKC unit. CPKC 2296, really kind of an odd bird for a locomotive built in 2013. Being just 2,000 horsepower, 130 of these were built for Canadian Pacific. It's a GP20C-ECO. The C designation indicates that the cab was in compliance with regulations, and ECO the same. Immediately upon my arrival at Chesterton, here comes the Amtrak Floridian. That's a fast-moving train, really a blink-and-you-miss-it type affair, so I'm going to show you the train in its entirety again from a different camera angle. Ten cars plus 2 locomotives moving really fast.
Well, hey, how about that? I mean, just arrive here, just start unpacking my gear, and there's the Amtrak Floridian. So that was very pleasing. I looked at the Amtrak tracker thing, and it looks like the Lakeshore Limited is also coming through very soon. And if I were to move further west, I might be able to see the blue water. Because I'm at the station here, I cannot see the blue water from here. And I really want to get some shots from here and not bounce around, move around. So I'll take the Lakeshore Limited and I guess forego the blue water. Sorry. And because I want to get things here. I mean, there's cool stuff. Look at this. I got a Norfolk Southern caboose. There's a Monon car behind it. I want to see this stuff, so I shall.
And as was prophesied, we have the Amtrak Lakeshore Limited. Amtrak's Lakeshore Limited. Not moving nearly as fast as the Floridian was, but also making tracks towards Chicago. And really cool, I mean, it was only 15 minutes or so between trains. In a similar fashion, there was not much of a wait for the next freight train to come through, a glorious manifest train with a sweet mix of rolling stock. Here's a rusty car that caught my attention. Penford Products Company, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Never heard of them, so I looked it up. Starch products in the food and paper industries. Okay. Just 11 minutes later, we had an Eastbound with foreign power, Union Pacific and BNSF. Now, this was the fourth train I caught inside my first hour at Chesterton. 16 minutes later, it appeared that the parade was going to continue. However, the parade was interrupted. A westbound intermodal train stopped short of North Calumet Road. This was strange because it didn't stop at any signals. It stopped short of the road. In any case, it certainly stopped.
All right, we have this intermodal train with a BNSF leader. It's just been sitting for about 15 minutes, waiting for a CSX train to clear the main. It crosses to the west. And, does it make me second guess? Like, maybe I should have gone down to the junction over there. But that's when I get in trouble. So I'm going to go to bank on patience. Yes, patience. That's good stuff. Let's be patient and just wait for this, and then we'll move on.
Oh, I was patient. But being patient and staying put allowed me to take a look at things around the park site.
All right. I like this. Nice Norfolk Southern caboose. A walkway. Says there are public restrooms here. What's not to like? Oh, the Monon boxcar is where the restrooms are. All right, okay. See there? Smile, you're on camera. Well, so are you. Hi. I don't know, just showed up. No.
Always loved seeing a caboose, but the boxcar, now this is pretty neat. It's lettered for Monon, and it's functional. Look past the caboose in the station, and you can see there's good parking, too.
The wait continues. I was happy to notice that the milepost marker is in view. How you like that?
I'll never know what caused the delays. It certainly wasn't a simple wait for a CSX train to clear or for the blue water. No. After 2 hours and 40 minutes and me still in the same spot, a train came through at last. It was not, however, the Intermodal with the BNSF unit on the point that's been sitting in the slot forever. No. thing about these ethanol trains is that they employ hoppers as buffers. We saw one at the front of the train between the locomotives and the first tank car, and we see one here at the end of the train. Now the floodgates have reopened, and we have an intermodal train coming. Just not the one sitting on the other side of Calumet Road. It's still sitting there. As the train arrives, gives us a view of Riley's Railhouse, Trackside B&B. The B&B is in the old freight house. This property to the left of the tracks, with the rail cars attached to it, it's for sale. I'll have more to say about that in a bit. The station and freight house, which is now Riley's Railhouse, are both originally Lakeshore and Michigan Southern Railroad, later a major piece of the New York Central, part of the water level route. And then there's this. These cars. When you look at them, there's no markings, so you say, well, what is this? But it shows up in a lot of the video here because of where I was positioned. Yeah, it's for sale. A building flanked by 4 passenger rail cars, attached to the building, surrounded by decks. I mean, look, I'm definitely not in the market for this, but I kept thinking about, well, what kind of business would I run there if I owned it? It's definitely an intriguing property. Anyone know what it used to be? Let us know in the comments. Sequentially, the train with the Conrail Heritage Unit was next. After that, yes indeed, our long-waiting, long-suffering intermodal train that most certainly must have been doubting its priority status. It finally gets to roll. And after all the delay, this train doesn't even get the spotlight for itself. It shares the stage in a meet with an eastbound intermodal. But for now, let's enjoy this long-suffering, long-waiting train. BNSF and CSX, now that's an exciting lashup of foreign power. Plenty of rail fans on hand to enjoy this afternoon's action, too. Well, this was an excellent afternoon of rail fanning. Got to see a lot of things. Enjoyed hanging out with Paul from Chicago and Ed from Louisville. Well, my batteries were drained, and I'm not just talking me. I mean, my gear's batteries were down, but I was darn thirsty. So I packed up my gear, and a train came through. Only caught it with the phone because everything else was packed away. 4 locomotives.
Well, you know, when it rains, it pours. I'm trying to leave. Trying to leave, my friends. This is beautiful.
And now, I'm really complete. I mean, there had been plenty of foreign power on the water level route this day. And at last, an NSUP pre-merger lashup. Perfect. And part of a meet besides. Woohoo! My cup floweth over. As those trailers sail out of town, I'm ready to do the same. I've got Wagner's on my mind. Just a short drive north of the tracks. Smoked meats in a cozy tavern. Yeah. And then... Hey man, Chesterton, it's a busy place. All I'm trying to do is go get me some barbecue. But I've always said, I will pay extra for this. And what's beautiful is it's not just one train, it's two, it's a meet. Now if this location looks slightly familiar, this is Jackson Boulevard's crossing. This is on the virtual railfan cam. Another meet. Well, of course, this is where having the drone could be handy. Get up in the air, get on the other side of the track and see the locomotives more clearly. But hey, I was just driving to get barbecue. I wasn't expecting anything. This is a bonus. A bonus, I tell you. Wow, dig that shadow. It's a shadow, but it looks like the line continues through the cars. Of course, it doesn't. It's a great optical illusion. I really don't know what the bulk commodity being shipped in these hoppers is. Based on the shape of them, I would guess maybe frac sand or perhaps cement. Don't know. As my bonus concludes, the gates rise. The gates go up and I go down to Wagner's to chow down and get some iced tea. I'm thirsty. Well, there you go. Chesterton, Indiana. Let's review. We had a Conrail Heritage Unit and an interesting Canadian Pacific locomotive. We had 2 Amtrak trains. We had 11 freights. We had 3 meets. That's some fine action and great things to look around and see. I tell you, Northern Indiana is where the rail fanning is easy. Great place to catch rail action. Lots of it, great variety, really great. Join me again real soon on Bituminous Coal. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m., every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time both. New videos go live. Join me and I'll take you to the trains.